What's up, everybody? It's Coach Andy from FitnessRedemption.com. The other day, I made this nice long video sharing just my personal testimony and story. Really didn't have anything to do with health and fitness, but it kind of led into that at the end. And I just want to take a moment and share a little bit of how I not just got into the business of Beachbody, but how what the health and fitness side of it really did for me. And I really want to give some credit to Shakeology in this video and what it's done for me and my family, because you know how we got into this was really because of Shakeology and what it started to do with my wife, because she was the first one to start using it and take it. And she had psoriasis when she was in high school, covered her whole body. It was kind of a bad deal, but she had her tonsils removed when she was like 16, 18, something like that, to rid her of that. I'm not a doctor, I'm not sure how it all works, but it pretty well cleared everything up except little spots on her elbows. So, and we've been married 13 years now, so they've always been there. And what really happened was she started drinking at first, and I immediately started to see changes in her before she ever brought them up to me. She struggled with postpartum depression, and that was gone. That she didn't have any of that after Scarlett was born. She struggled with, her skin was a lot clearer. And what really caught my attention was the little patches of psoriasis on her elbows had disappeared. So I knew, okay, there's something to this. So I really started to research this product. And with her story, she's actually made a nice blog post on her website, and I will throw the link in the comments. But she actually has her before and after blood test records from 1 year to the next of before Shakeology and after. It's been recently clinically proven to reduce blood pressure and cholesterol and regulate metabolism, things like that. And we actually have records of my wife's in actually seeing that take place, which is pretty cool. But for me, what it's done for me and how I really come to fall in love with it was, I'm just gonna, right off the bat, the first thing I noticed is I had a horrible sweet tooth, and it took care of that. I did not crave the sweets like I used to. I had more energy throughout the day. I didn't have that 2 o'clock crash feeling. Even when I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, I still felt energized throughout the day. And it doesn't matter what you do, eventually, that'll catch up to you. But and then probably two of the probably biggest one was I used to have a digestive issue. I know it's a lot of information you don't want to hear, but I had like IBS trouble. Certain things would just really flare my intestines up, and I just struggled eating certain things. And another one, probably I would say the biggest one was I struggled with depression, especially after my dad died. Certain times of the year, I would really struggle with. I just fall into this slump of depression, and I'm not a doctor or nutritionist, but Shakeology has natural occurring adaptogens in it. What's an adaptogen? I really don't know, but I know what it does. If you're a high-strung person, a stressed out person, it brings you down. And if you're a depressed person, it brings you up. It really gives you this nice, even kill of existence, which to me was priceless. I just felt amazing. Probably, I told you those were the two biggest. I'm going to take that back. Here's the biggest one. The biggest one for me was I struggled all the time with allergies. I had horrible seasonal allergies. In the spring and the fall, it was bad. It got so bad in 2006 that it was actually Easter Sunday. I had developed pneumonia, both lungs, and I guess I'll be honest, my temperature got so high I don't remember the first couple days. I mean, there's just little bits and pieces because I was in no man's land. I was out there. When I got to the hospital, my temperature was 105.3, and they were, my wife will attest that she was pretty scared because, they were treating me like I was about to die. And I ended up spending 5 days in the hospital, and I'd lost 25 pounds. That's not the kind of weight loss program you really want to go on because it was miserable. But I was very, very sick. And I just remember my doctor walking in, and I was like the youngest person admitted. At that week, I was 26 at the time, I think. He came in and said, "How's it feel to be the sickest person in the hospital?" But that kind of opened my eyes to how I'd been treating my body. Really, it did. So, over the next few years, I didn't change. I'll be honest, I didn't. But it opened my eyes to just the basics of health and fitness and how miserable it is to have to take medicine, because I started taking, allergy medicine religiously. And I hated that. Although it helped, I'm not going to say it didn't help, because it did. But what was really cool was when I started taking Shakeology. It was, a few months into it, it just like kind of clicked with me one day. I haven't been taking my medicine. I hadn't been having this stuffy nose, itchy, watery eyes, allergy problems that I always had. So I kind of thought, we'll see how long this goes. I'm coming on 2 years and I've been off my allergy medicine. I've not struggled or had any problems of any kind, and that's awesome, right? I know that's not like, I'm off my heart medication or anything, but I know people who's done that, but I didn't have heart problems. But probably one other, big thing is what it's done for my children. Because I'll tell you right now, you cannot, a lot of people can easily put a price on their own health, and they can set a line and a limit. But when it comes to your kids, I can't do that. I really can't. I can't put a cost on them feeling better. Especially my oldest daughter. She struggles with, I'm not really sure what it's called, to be honest with you, but she struggles getting her thoughts and her feelings out into words. She struggles, it's a language issue. And before she ever took Shakeology, she would just start mumbling when she would get real upset or trying to explain something, and she'd just have these horrible meltdowns. And as a parent, that's like the hardest thing to watch is, your kid struggling, and you can't help them. There's nothing you can do. But we quickly started giving all my kids half a shake a day, just to get that dense nutrition in them. And we quickly saw some changes in her that were amazing, really. I mean, her mood was so much better. She actually would come home and play with her younger sisters more than she ever would, and she didn't get mad. She didn't throw fits like she used to. She didn't have those meltdowns anymore. She actually started to eat better. She was our troubled eater. She was the one that did not want to touch vegetables. And it's kind of funny because this happened to me too, was, your palate kind of starts to change once your body starts getting these dense nutrition, and your palate changes. Your palate starts to crave more fruits and vegetables and the things that it knows that it needs. Which for a kid, that's awesome, because especially in America, and here's the thing. Here in America, we're food rich, if you want to call it food. We got tons of food everywhere, but we're nutrient poor. And if this is the one thing that I can do for my family every day to get that in them from a natural source, untouched, unprocessed, added gunk, I'm gonna do it. And I can't thank Beachbody enough, Darren O'Lean and Carl Deichler and everybody that's put that together. I really can't, because it's been absolutely life changing for our family. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like, subscribe, share. If you want some serious, if you want some more information, I'll drop those links below with my wife's records on there. You can get Shakeology information there. But I do want to give Shay Stanford a shout out. If you haven't checked out some of her YouTube on Shakeology, she's like the Shakeology guru. Shay Stanford's teammate, so she's got some awesome stuff. And I hope you consider your health as a cost, because I don't know. There's a quote somewhere that says, if you can't afford health now, sooner or later you're gonna have to afford illness. And I think that holds true. I think just walk into a hospital and see how many nutrition or obesity related illnesses have plagued people that are in the hospitals today, and ask them what it costs. It's not cheap. So I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you soon.